Hey, it's Matt down at Battleground. So if you haven't played Airsoft before, or you haven't played in a while, you're a little rusty, that's great. We have a group for you. If you played a little while and you want to play a little more intense, but not really to the full extent, we have a group for you too. And if you want to play to the full extent, we've got a group for you even. And for all those that couldn't play here because of my rules over the years, we got a group for you now, just for you guys. So let's start with the beginner group. It's pretty simple. Obviously, it's in the name. If you're a beginner, you've never played before, you're a dad, you want something to do with your son or daughter, you're a neighbor's kid, niece and nephew, whatever, you want something fun to do with them, if you're part of a big brother program, big sister program, that's perfect for you because it's going to be predominantly newer players. They're not going to be in there with full gear and everything else typically. We do have players in that group that want to wear all the camo and everything else. That's fine. You guys can wear whatever you want. I used to have a kid that played in a banana suit. We're going to give you full safety vest, mask with your rentals as far as if you need to do rentals. The rules don't change between beginner and intermediate. That's something that doesn't change between the two, but the play type and the intensity is kind of where your difference is going to be. So even if you played a few dozen times, if you're not so sure about getting into the intermediate group, that's fine. Come on down and hang out in the beginners group. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. We all started somewhere. So we do not judge you whatsoever. We don't care. Be in whatever group you want as long as you can keep up. So then we got the intermediate group. That's going to be the guys that have been playing for a while, teenagers, adults, whatnot, that have been playing for a while. They have the skills to keep up. They're not going to just be in there dominating. I mean, it comes down to we got somebody in a group that's dominating, like really, really dominating. We're going to adjust teams and everything else. It's all about having a great time and having fun. When we had the Battlegrounds pre-COVID and everything else, we had a certain way we had to run the business. We had to separate players by type of skill and everything else to give the customer the best experience. That's what it's about here. It's what we try to do every time. But with the experienced guys, they all had a laundry list of things that I just could not accomplish with a typical open play scenario in this market. But because of COVID, we had to make a lot of changes. And the purpose of doing this is to give the experience, a better experience to the customer overall when it comes down to it. These 3-hour sessions, you should get more gameplay in those 3 hours than you used to get in a 4 or 6 hour session because there's not as many people. And as long as everybody gets in here, gets settled in, gets to the briefing rooms, gets their rule sets, gets on the field, and continues that, you'll get a lot of gains in this 3-hour session. I promise that. And the system works. We've proven it over the last 6 months with just doing with the parties. So, you want a hardcore thing in Pittsburgh, you got it. We're going to run 400 FPS on the experience group. We're also going to run 0.28 BBs as far as the heaviest weight you're going to run. Chronoing will be done with 0.20s. It's going to be a 400 FPS on that. And then we're going to allow the 0.28s as far as BB weight goes. We're also going to take away bang bang as far as a rule. It's strictly a courtesy. But we expect you guys to use it as a courtesy. This isn't going to be a free-for-all. You can just come in here and do whatever you want. But there's going to be some safety items, but we're going to let you take it to the level of airsoft, old school, hard running, whatever you want to do. That's how it's going to be in that group. We're also going to allow binary triggers. We're going to allow 3-round bursts. Yes, we are going to allow HPA. HPA, gas blowback guns. Springer pistols, AEGs, you got it, run it. If it falls under my limits, you're good to go. And I've raised those limits, so it shouldn't be. Now the HPA, I'm going to hold it to 1 joule, and the same for the gas blowbacks. We're going to be at 1 joule on that stuff. That's just, the fact is it's indoors, you're up close. We don't need to be putting 10 rounds on an HPA at $1.50 or $2 joules on it. It's not necessary at all. You're talking 125 foot shot across. So, I don't think there's anything else you guys asked for that I haven't included in this thing. So, if you haven't been down here in a while, we got the new field. Make sure you come check it out. 3rd floor, for those experienced guys that have been here, 3rd floor back about 4 months before COVID. Brought a crew in and we pushed the spawns back. We added some buildings, added a few cars, changed some things. It actually plays a lot better. So everything is here is updated. If you haven't been here since before 2019, December 2019, then it's different. Like it's not the same Battlegrounds as far as the layouts and the fields. So you got to get down here and check it out. And as you've heard me say a million times, don't just play the game, be the game, down at the battlegrounds, get off your couch, get off the video games, and play some airsoft.